Thank you, Professor Viljoen. Baie dankie. Evening, everyone. It's really good to be here with all of you. Goeienaand, dames en heren. Hier is sekerlik belangrike en uiteenlopende sake vanaand toegelig deur my medesprekers met interessante verskillende klemme. But both Loveland and Brayton have raised very important issues, some of which I will also be touching on. So in reporting to Convocation, I want to do three things. I want to highlight our major successes. I want to address our main challenges. And most importantly, I want to outline the way forward. En ek gaan dit nie noodwendig in hierdie volgorde doen nie, maar dis breedweg die areas wat ek wil dek. Now, it's clear there are indeed important issues to address at our institution, but I am actually confident that we have solid foundations in place. We are doing well in the pursuit of excellence. We are making good progress towards becoming more inclusive, and we are addressing societal challenges. So let me briefly expand on these three areas. So wat betref uitnemendheid, is daar verlede maand bekend gemaak dat Stellenbosch weer opgeskuif het in die Times Higher Education ranglys van universiteite in die BRICS-lande en ander ontleikende ekonomieë. Ons beklee nou die 11de plek uit 200 universiteite in 48 lande. So ek gee toe dat ranglyste nie noodwendig die alfa en die omega is nie, maar dit is verblydend om gesaghebende internasionale erkenning te kry. And you might also have seen a survey late last year showing that Stellenbosch University graduates earn the highest average starting salaries of all South African universities. So this confirms that our qualifications are held in high esteem by employers. So, gepraat van kwalifikasies, ons het in Desember verlede jaar meer as 5000 grade en diplomas toegeken en 'n rekord aantal MB/CAB gradiandi. So hiervan was 128 doktersgrade en saam met die verwagte aantal wat ons in Maart gaan toeken vir jaar, gaan ons omtrent hier by die 250 draai vir die 2015 jaar. En dit is by verreweg ook 'n nuwe rekord en ek dink ons kan as instelling trots wees daarop en julle kan ook as alumni trots wees daarop. The second example of our solid foundations is the progress that we are making towards becoming more inclusive by broadening access to our institution. From 2008 to 2015, our intake of black, colored, and Indian students increased from 31 to 38%. Our target for 2020 is 50%, 50 years from these, first years from these groups. And already, as we are here currently, nearly 50% of our more than 10,000 postgraduate students are black, colored, or Indian. So ons beskou diversiteit as 'n voorvereiste vir uitnemendheid, want blootstelling aan 'n groter verskeidenheid van mense en idees verruim die denke en dit verryk ons uitsette. En hierdie punt is net onlangs weer bevestig deur 'n Stellenbosch alumnus, Dr. Japie van Sail van NASA se Jet Propulsion Laboratory, aan wie ons in Desember 'n eredoktorsgraad toegeken het. En hy werk in Los Angeles by Caltech by die Jet Propulsion Laboratory. En hy vertel hoe fantasties dit is om met 'n span wetenskaplikes en tegnici uit 67 lande te werk. Want, sê hy, diversiteit is 'n sterk katalisator wat die beste in almal na vore bring. And in pursuit of greater inclusivity, we last year allocated an additional 70 million rand to diversify our staff body, especially at senior academic level. Stellenbosch University is on a journey of becoming ever more non-racial, and multilingual, a national asset, proudly serving the South African and global society as a whole. The third area that we are contributing to is a better future for all by making a positive impact on society. And a striking recent example is the successful application by our legal aid clinic last year to have garnishee orders obtained by microlenders against farm workers, cleaners, and security guards set aside. This has national implications for low-income earners. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this institution, your university, aims to grow these strengths: excellence, inclusivity, social impact, as we tackle the challenges that face our sector head-on. Higher education is undergoing rapid change, and all universities are having to innovate and adapt to new circumstances, or else we will stagnate. John F. Kennedy said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or the present are certain to miss the future." Let me now address some of these challenges. Student finances, and thus the future financial sustainability of our university, is set to still be an issue this year. The central idea emerging from the protests of 2015 is affordable higher education for all. We support this national call, and free, subsidized studies for academically deserving students who struggle financially. We support that. But for the moment, all the universities still rely on student fees. We very much welcome the allocation of significant additional funds by the state, as well as the appointment of a presidential commission of inquiry, and look forward to satisfactory outcomes as is predicted by October this year. So, as alluded to a lot, is that our language policy is getting a lot of attention. Some fear that our use of Afrikaans may exclude those who prefer to study in English. Others fear our use of English is putting Afrikaans at a disadvantage. So I want to tell you the university is committed to multilingualism without any exclusion. Language should never be an obstacle to any student. So that is why we are expanding parallel medium tuition, separate Afrikaans and English classes for the same module. Deur Engels as onderrigtaal te gebruik, sorg ons dat ons toeganklik is vir meer mense. Maar daar is steeds 'n groot behoefte aan en ook 'n vraag na Afrikaans, en daarom duur ons aanbod daaraan voort. Dit is belangrik om te let op taaldemografiese neigings. Ons het nou meer as 30.000 studente aan die universiteit. Verlede jaar het ons die eerste keer ooit in totaal meer Engelse as Afrikaanse studente gehad op Stellenbosch. En dit is 'n tendens wat sekerlik gaan voortduur. Now, in terms of our challenges, various interest groups have different positions on a variety of issues, and that's a given, and it's healthy. The important thing is that we should keep on talking and listening to each other in the search for common ground. And that is the principle behind the idea of the open discussion, of die oop gesprek wat deur Degenaar voorgestaan is. Because as we heard tonight, universities are places of ideas around which there should be contestation in the search for answers. Everyone has a right to lawful and peaceful protest under the Constitution. But there should not be any disruption, and everyone's rights should be respected. We condemn all acts of violence and intimidation because we have a responsibility to protect our institution and all its people, property, and activities. This university is a national asset, providing a crucial service to the whole country. And that is why we strive to provide an inclusive, welcoming home to all. And everyone is entitled to be treated with respect and dignity, regardless of color, belief, gender, or sexual orientation. Maar ek moet vir u sê, wat ek nou van tevore gesê het, is nie al ons studente en personeellede se belewenis hier op Stellenbosch nie. So hartseer soos dit my ook al maak, moet ek toegee dat daar lede van ons universiteitsgemeenskap is wat onaangename ervarings het. Met die luistervideo verlede jaar het ek gesê, ek gaan nie die onverdedigbare verdedig nie. Diskriminasie en marginalisering, of dit nou bewustelik of onbewustelik is, bly verkeerd. Ons tree wel doelgerig teen vergrype op, maar ek moet ook vir u sê, wat dikwels aangeroer word, strek veel verder as individuele gevalle. Dit spreek tot strukturele kwessies, ons institusionele kultuur, of almal voel hulle behoort hier, dat dit ook hulle plek is. Wat hierop inspeel, is dat Maties eens beskou is as 'n volksuniversiteit. Hierdie idee was duidelik te eng. Dit was 'n uitsluitende blik na binne, in plaas van 'n inklusiewe uitreik na buite. We need to understand that times have changed. We need to think and act inclusively. Stellenbosch cannot and will not be an island. In fact, the significant recent successes that we've achieved can be directly traced back to us opening up, becoming part of the broader context, nationally and globally. Our inclusion in the global rankings of the world's top universities is no accident. It comes after years of sustained investment in research excellence and building international networks. Uit eie ondervinding kan ek vir u sê dat Stellenbosch nou 'n veel beter universiteit en mediese skool is as toe ek in 1983 afgestudeer het. En die redes is duidelik: groter diversiteit, beter navorsing en meer internasionalisering. We now have almost 150 partner institutions in 44 countries across 6 continents, with agreements signed at departmental, faculty, and institutional level. Just more than 15% of our total student population of more than 30,000 are international students from more than 100 countries. We should continue along this path to be locally relevant and globally competitive. Now is not the time for squabbling and navel-gazing. What we need to avoid at all costs is the danger of polarization. As different sides demonize one another, it becomes increasingly difficult to find common ground and compromise. We need to reach out to each other in the search for communalities, rather than retreating into us and them camps. So, we realize our journey is incomplete and imperfect, but we remain steadfast in our determination to go forward, because that is the only way to create a community of social justice and equal opportunities for all, as our university mission states very clearly. Community of social justice and equal opportunities for all. Yes, we are facing challenges at the moment, but there are also many, many exciting opportunities. We need to fix what is wrong, and we also need to celebrate what is right. I was in the United States recently when Martin Luther King Jr. Day was commemorated. And I was again struck by this quote of his: "The time is always right to do what is right." Wat is die idee waarvoor die Universiteit Stellenbosch vandag staan? Inklusiwiteit, innovasie, en toekomsgerigtheid. This is what Stellenbosch stands for, to be inclusive, innovative, and future-focused. So let us go forward together. Baie dankie.